Hello. Woo! I am Kelsey Wingert. That is Peter Moylan. That is Maddie Mass. And once again, none of us mattered today. None of us. Zero. Because we have Genevieve Beacom on the show. Did I say it right, everybody? Did it sound super American? Yes.
You did. This might be as up to date, the most influential guest we've had on our show to this point. No, not to downplay every other guest we've had, Jen, but you're kind of cool right now. You're kind of setting the world on fire a little bit right now. How's that feel?
I'm still just a 17-year-old. Don't worry, I'm not that cool.
Okay, you are cool, mate. Trust me. You've been on the front of my mind for a month since I've been here. The first time I saw you throw that bullpen at training when I came down here, it was a game changer for me, and it helped me a lot because you're the first person that I've seen that when I came here, and I was like, this is going to be a fun season. This is going to be a real fun season. So thank you, Jen. Thank
you for having me on the team.
So he talked about you a couple of weeks ago, and he gave us a scouting report on you, which was very impressive. The thing that stuck out the most to me when he was giving your scouting report is how impressed he was with your pitch sequencing. So we talked about that, and he talked about how when you were 13, am I making that up? There's a team that came to Baltimore.
Yeah, that was the Caribbean World Series team for Australia.
Yeah,
I was 12, and I went to Baltimore, and I went through the Royals dugout, and I saw Pete, and I got the photo. Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, do we have the photo?
We do have the photo.
I need it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be my background. So if anybody's been living under a rock and you guys haven't been on social media and you haven't listened to Farm to Fame in the last few weeks, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, Jen was signed. Peter is the manager of the Melbourne Aces. He signed Jen to the developmental squad. She made her professional debut earlier this week, scoreless inning. And Pete's super excited about her. And something that I told Pete in the last episode, and Jen, I know you've seen this by now, but Peter is the best. And he is the biggest. I'm not kidding. Let me be serious for a minute, Pete. He's such an advocate of women, but he's not just an advocate of you because you're a woman, but because you're one of the best baseball players in Melbourne. And he made that very clear on our episode. And this is the best guy that you could be learning from and playing under, because he had a career 3.10 ERA. Career 3.10 ERA, Peter Moylan.
It's not important. This isn't about me. We've already established that. But I have to make it very, very clear that is the development contract. She would have signed a regular contract had she been of age. So she would have been on my team, whether she was 17 or whether she was 27, the way she's been throwing the baseball. So
what's the age?
The age, it's so we have to keep kids, their eligibility for college. So they can't sign a professional contract with us because then they won't be able to go and play college. Yeah. So if you're under the age of 18, you can sign a development contract, which means you can come be part of the team and still be involved. But as I said, Genevieve would have been on our team had she been 19 or had she been 17. So this is not a...
If you sign her to an actual contract, then Jen, you wouldn't have the ability to get a college scholarship in baseball?
Correct.
No. Oh, correct. But I couldn't get a scholarship, no.
Are you able to do you have to go to college? Could you play professionally without going to college? Okay.
That's what I did. Yeah. What is your goal? I know we've talked about this, and I know tell me if everything lines up for you between now and the next 10 years, where do you want to be in your baseball career? What path do you want to take? And I know you're going to have to break down some barriers to get there, but what is your dream?
The end goal would probably be to play professionally. Definitely the end goal is professional baseball.
In what country?
America.
Okay. Let's go, girl. We're going to be roomies. Yes.
It's going to happen. This is what I'm trying to get. The college thing is a given. There's going to be a school that's going to say, we want Genevieve. There's already teams that are reaching out saying, we want Genevieve. So this isn't a pipe dream. This is a reality that's going to become a reality. And she's going to have choices. And it's going to be so much fun to see what you can do. And I'm so glad that I'm going to get a chance to be part of the early stages. And we're going to have fun for the next month.
Is college baseball as big and as good in Australia as it is in America? Like,
there's like no college baseball in Australia. There's like uni teams, but it's not like a league. There's no college baseball in Australia.
Are there college sports? Like, do you guys have football teams, like American football?
We have like VFL, which is like Victorian AFL. It's like the league before AFL, but it's not really college based, I wouldn't say.
And it's not American football, it's Australian football. So
yeah.
The sport in colleges and schools here, it's just more of a social thing. It's not to drum up fans, and people don't support college sports in Australia at all. There's no such thing as like a league
in America, college sports is like what college revolves around. Like, I went to a school called Louisiana State University, LSU, which, by the way, has one of the best college baseball programs in the world.
I know.
You've been there?
I haven't been there.
Oh.
I know of it.
Yeah. But like, you live and breathe football and baseball there. Like, that's all you're doing. Going to games, tailgating. There's our football stadium seats 102,000 people. And it's packed. It's so fun. So when you're talking about you haven't signed to a regular contract because you don't want to lose that eligibility to get a college scholarship, is your hope that college scholarship would be in America?
Definitely. Yeah. That's probably the only place it'll be, in America.
We talk all the time. At what point, so your brother was obviously a massive influence in your baseball career, but at what point did you decide that you were not going to let anybody tell you that you shouldn't play baseball?
I don't know. I think sometimes I'm a bit of a stubborn person. I'm not going to let someone that I don't value very highly try to control my career or what I do. Like, if someone I don't like tells me that I'm not good enough or I'm not going to go anywhere, I'm like, well, now I'm just going to try harder to prove you wrong. And I'm going to make sure you're wrong.
Can you see what I'm talking about, everybody? Can you see? Thank you, Jen. Every time you open your mouth, you just keep proving me right. You're so good.
Jen, what has this been like? I mean, I Google your name right now, and it's the top articles are CBS Sports, CNN, MLB.com. You had an interview on MLB Network earlier. Farm to Fame, duh. But like, what's going on in your brain? Like, what has this been like for you?
It doesn't feel real because I don't know. I wake up every day and it's like I'm still waking up in the same bed. I'm still living on the Mornington Peninsula with my family, and it's like online I'm like going viral, but I'm still the same person in real life. Like, it just doesn't feel real. It's like it's this totally different part of my life now that's like all these people in the world know all about me, but I don't even know who they are, and it doesn't even feel real.
What are your friends and family saying?
Oh, my friends have messaged me being like, I can't believe you're famous now. Oh my God, famous person. I'm like, I'm not even famous.
Yeah, you are.
No, it's been crazy.
Yeah. How have the guys been? How have your teammates been? How was the opposing team when you played against them? And like, I want to know, like, truthfully, the comments are there any comments made to you, or what have they been like?
The Aces were awesome. The team was so welcoming, and, it felt like I'd been there before and I'd played, heaps of games with them, like even the older guys like Daryl and Jack Barry, they were all so welcoming, and they made me feel like I was a part of it, and they didn't exclude me. It was just like, here, you're with us now. The Aces have a great culture, and I think Pete and, the coaches have been like a key factor into forming that as well. And the Adelaide Giants, they were super respectful as well. I know a couple of guys. I know Josh Spence. I was at the under 18 World Cup camp with him. So, you know, they're all great. It was just like any other game.
The greatest thing for me to watch is that and it's going to take some time for guys of my generation and a little bit younger to get used to this. But when you look at the interaction with Jen and the guys that are around her own age and have been used to seeing Jen around, it's like there's no uncomfortable moments. There's never any awkwardness. It's always just Jen is part of the team, and that's how it should be. And I think that this is gonna look, there's no fooling us. You know, this is so new for even someone like me to have a girl on a team. But what I'm trying to get out there is that it is not just the fact that she's a girl, she's a baseball player who can compete and can play at this level, and she should get every opportunity to play wherever she wants to, and we can't hold her back from that. That's not our job to hold her back. We should be pushing her forward and saying, let's see what she can do. They've just announced that Rachel's gonna Rachel came out and was the hitting coach for the Sydney Blues last year in the ABL, and now she's going to be the single A coach for the Yankees. So it's like there's barriers being broken down all over the place, and why not be part of it ourselves?
Oh, it's just been so cool just to see how it's all blown up this week. But that was like my favorite thing that Peter said whenever he first started talking about you a couple weeks ago, is he was like, a lot of people might think that she's on this team because she's a girl. No, it's because she's one of the best baseball players in Melbourne, in Australia. She needs to be on this team.
Even the comments that I've been getting and the questions that I've been getting asked from, you name it. I've got messages from everybody that you can think about, baseball players, media people, and they're all saying the same thing, that your mechanics are crisp and you know, you look like a pitcher. It's fantastic because you are a pitcher. You're an absolute stud, and I can't wait. Where'd your mechanics come from? Just real quick, because your mechanics are so clean. Who taught you your pitching mechanics?
I don't even know. Like, if I'm being truly honest, there wasn't a point where I was like, all right, I have to fix my mechanics. It was just like, as I went on, it was just what felt natural to me. You know, it was never like a process of, I got to fix this, you know, I got to drive off my back leg more. It was just like, it just felt natural, you know.
Brilliant.
Does your high school have a team?
No.
There's no high school baseball.
The only competitive baseball you can play. So what teams have you all played on? It's all been like travel teams or the?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I play for the Sandringham Royals, which is my club team. So we play every Sunday, sometimes Saturday, sometimes midweek games now. But, you know, that's just like a club. So it ranges from T-ball all the way up to Masters.
You only have one game a week though. How many pitchers are on the roster? Like, how often are you actually getting to pitch?
I pitch every week, and then I probably pitch twice at training. You know, like there's probably like 3 or 4 guys on our pitching roster each week. But
so it's like there's, I think, how many games do you guys play now? Is it about 24, 26 games in a season? So it's or there's maybe more with the midweek games, you're right. But the way that it works here is that there's no high school or college teams. There's just clubs that are separate from, they're not connected to anything. They're not connected to a college, not connected to a high.
Yeah, like, okay, he's frozen again. But we have like club teams. I played club volleyball. So it's like, wasn't connected to my school or anything. There he is.
Oh man, I was talking to, why doesn't it warn me that my internet is unstable while I'm going on a rant?
Back to Peter Moylan.
What did you hear? Did you hear anything?
We heard that there are no high school or baseball teams and that there are just teams that aren't affiliated with any.
And then it stopped. Australian internet, guys. You gotta love it. So as I was saying,
maybe it's just yours.
Maybe it's just me. Yeah. It's not my house, guys.
Amen, Jen.
I'm couch sitting, everyone. So just give me anyway, we have juniors we have 12s, 14s, 16s, 18s, and then we have senior teams. So there can be
are these with the club?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So A grade, B grade, C grade, D grade, or 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, fives in some instances, and they all play against each other in this. We have baseball. It's just we don't have the amount of exposure that guys have in the States.
So I guess what I'm trying to work through in my brain is if she's playing with her club team, if you're playing, I don't know why I'm acting like you're not sitting right there. If you're playing with your club team who plays once a week, and now you're playing with the team in the ABL, which I'm not very familiar with how many games they have a week, but then you look at college baseball in America where they have a midweek game and then a weekend series, 4 games a week. And then you look at Major League Baseball, which has 27,000 games in a week. I'm just trying to figure out like how, as Peter, as a manager, you factor in like her training and her bullpens and stuff throughout the week, because her throwing schedule has, I feel like, no consistency to it. If everybody has different amount of games throughout the week.
Yeah. Jen, you want to explain?
No, you can go.
Okay, so the way Jen's in the academy right now as well. So and what they do in the academy is they decide the program for the development guys. So they've been training throughout the week, and right now there's no games because of Christmas period. So it's all just training. She's at Melbourne ballpark right now doing a showcase. So a lot of the under 16s and the 18s.
Is that your ballpark? Is that Melbourne Aces?
Yes.
Okay.
So the 16s and the 18s are out there right now, and they're doing a showcase where they're running, throwing, hitting, and there's the Rapsodos are out there. So they're collecting a lot of data, and they're trying to get numbers on all these guys. But it's a showcase to drum up interest. There's going to be scouts out there and right now that's all we have, because there's no national competitions. Normally at this time of year, we'll have a national competition where the 16s and the 18s and the 14s will all go to a certain state and play a round robin tournament. And that's how you get your baseball exposure. But unfortunately with the virus right now, we're doing showcases and lucky for Jen, she's in the Aces, and with no imports this year in our league, it's given younger guys an opportunity to play with the Aces and get that exposure and get on YouTube and play in front of a big crowd. So it's been a win-win as far as I'm concerned. So
the Melbourne Aces, they're professional, and everything else that you've ever played for obviously has been amateur baseball. So what was making that debut like? Were you freaking out? Were you nervous? Did you know you were going in? Did you come in relief? I know nothing about your appearance or your outing.
I came in relief, and there was a general idea that at some point in the game I was going to pitch. I think it was the half inning before. Tim told me to get hot, and because I was going in the next inning. And yeah, I had a bit of nervous energy, but it was what you get before a game, and
yeah.
When I threw my first pitch out here, it went into the back net, but I just got it all out, That was fun.
It was great. And that was part of what made it so cool for me, was that the first warm-up pitch went to the backstop. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be great. And everybody in the bench, there was never any sort of panic. It was like, we've all been there. Jen, my first ever throw in front of a scout went 3/4 of the way out the back net from second base. So you're not the only one. I can
confirm, because he's told that story on air before.
Everyone gets nervous. But what was so impressive was that you were able to dial it back in instantly. And you missed a couple of arm side fastballs, but then you came back straight in the zone. Your swings and misses were great. You jammed 3 guys. Shout out to Daryl George, but he could have made it a little bit easier for you on that night. But old Georgie's been getting crushed on social media at the moment. But yeah, so impressive for her to go out and just, because it wasn't like it was 1, 2, 3, bang, 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 you're in and out. It was What was so impressive was the way that you spoke about your awareness of the game. You came in, we were down by 4. And you said that you just wanted to keep the momentum in our dugout and try and stop them from scoring any more runs. It was like the perfect answer to what your job was at that time. You're a baseball player, Jen.
Thank you. I try. I really do try.
Okay, we are going to interrupt this episode because DraftKings, we're always talking about DraftKings. They are people, they are OG JOMBOY Media supporters, but it's like crazy to believe that the NFL season, I feel like I didn't watch like 1 second of football. It went by so fast. And we're already in the playoffs, and DraftKings, which is now officially available in New York, baby, let's go. But they are offering new customers, if you bet $5 wait, what is this? Bet just $5 and you can win 280 in free bets if the team just wins.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah. Crazy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I guess you put in $5 and pick a team to win. So like, duh, probably the Chiefs. You can win 280 in free credits. So that's on any NFL playoff game. So we just told you that it's officially available in New York, which is very exciting for Jonboy Media. But if it isn't available in your state yet, you still have something to play for through the NFL playoffs. So everyone can play for those huge cash prizes with DraftKings daily fantasy football contests. And they are giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now using the code JOMBOY to get 56-1 odds on any NFL team. If you bet just $5, you win 280 in free bets if that team wins. That is promo code JOMBOY at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. I literally cannot believe that the NFL is already in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I feel like this was like a quiet season.
Yeah.
Huh.
I agree.
Well, DraftKings, we love you because they support Jonboy Media in every facet. And we got to do a lot of cool things because of them. 56-1 odds. Okay, let's get you back to the episode. Okay, so there's a question for both of you guys. What are y'all working on now? Like Pete, what are you wanting to see improvement from? What are you wanting to work on or with?
It's consistency. It's going to be consistency. This was the first cab off the rank. And I don't see, I'd like to see you throw a few more curveballs, but yeah, I just think this is such a great step forward that anything that happens from now on is just going to be all gravy. You're going to be more confident next time you go out there. So the nerves aren't going to be as bad. You're going to be facing the same team again. So you're going to know them well.
Yeah.
But just every time I see her throw, she makes improvements. She makes adjustments. She does something that is going to further. And the world is opening up for you too. The world's opening up for her. She's, as I said to you before, I'm getting independent teams messaging me on a daily basis saying we'd love to have Jen come over, and so it's so exciting. I just hope I don't ruin her. I don't want to break you, Jen, but we got Graham Lloyd as our pitching coach as well, and John Deeble's around the team as well. So there's so many old heads that she can come to, not just me, and ask advice. So, and even the guys that are around her. This is the beautiful part about being in the bullpen, is that once you're in that bullpen, it's all question time, and it's awesome.
Yeah, that was definitely something I really enjoyed, just talking to like the guys before the game, like just the other pitchers and stuff, about even when Adelaide was taking BP, it was like, this guy pulls off, so I'm going to throw him this and I'll start him inside. And that kind of talk was just like awesome to hear. And it's great to learn from. Even when I'm not playing, I can just talk and like listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the environment we try and create.
Jen, tell me about your family.
My family?
Yeah.
What do you want to know? I have a family.
That's great. Do you have siblings?
Yeah,
Peter mentioned something about a brother.
Yeah, I have a brother and a sister. My brother is 24. He just came back from college this year, so he was playing at Charleston Southern.
Oh.
So, yeah, he's been in America for 5 years now. So.
Oh, okay. So this wouldn't be like a brand new process to your family of trying to get you recruited and moving to America for college.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's good. So he first went over, I think, in 2017. Yeah, and he went to a JUCO in Washington State, so like Lower Columbia.
Okay.
And then he transferred to CSU, and he got like an extra year because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a first baseman though.
Have you been able to visit him?
I visited him in 2019, and that was the only time I saw him.
Have you gotten to face him in an actual game?
No, he's too scared.
You know what? I bet you he is. How would you get him? How would you pitch to him?
I can't say it on air.
That's true. That's
He'll
true.
be watching this.
Yeah, he will be. He'll hear.
She will strike you out though.
We'll check out the scouting reports, and we'll come up with a plan and make sure that you get to dominate him and have all the bragging rights at home from that point on.
How old's your sister?
My sister is 29, I think.
Okay. So
I
she's
think-
older. You're the youngest.
Yeah, I'm the youngest by far. She's out of home now, so I don't see her that much, but she has nothing to do with baseball. It was just my brother and I. So
Do you have to stream your brother's games? Like, are you super into watching him play?
yeah, I did stream a couple of his games. He was on Barstool Sports one time because he leaned into a pitch and then he jacked one the next time. So that was really cool. But yeah, seeing him play in America in 2019, that was awesome. Their field was so nice, their home ground. So yeah.
Do you have a dream college that you'd like to go to?
Or
I
like a
do.
list? Oh, you have, let's hear it.
I do have a list. North Carolina, that would be the Tar Heels. They're amazing.
UNC.
I think every baseball player, like Vandy is huge. That's a huge place to go. LSU is crazy. So is just all the big like Pac-12 schools as well. They're crazy. Like Liam Spence went to the Vols,
Mhm.
and I think any big college, their programs over there are nothing like ours. Like I don't think they can even compare. They're just amazing.
I got offered a full scholarship to Georgia Southern. If there's one thing that I wish that I may have done, it is would have gone to college. I really would have loved that experience, I think.
Georgia Southern, is that the one in Statesboro? I always
Yeah.
get State and Southern confused. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful school, man.
It is.
Beautiful
we actually got
area.
to go there. We got to go there and, as part of an Australian junior team and compete against them when I was 15 years old. And that's when they were offering me a scholarship. So it was cool. It was really, really cool.
Do you guys, Pete, have a thing with the Aces? Do you guys assist in her recruitment to college, or Jen, is that on you, or who does that fall on to? I mean, now hopefully this boom that you've gotten on the internet has given you more exposure to schools over here, but how does that work to get you recruited?
So because I'm working with the Aces Academy, which is like the junior academy kind of thing before the Aces development squad, they usually help you get recruited. So they'll help you get a video together and like help you talk to schools and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. It's a team effort. And as we know, there's going to be choices. So we will assist in any way that we possibly can, but the decision ultimately is going to come down to Jen and her family.
So for the Aces, whenever you are, and I'm glad that you guys help the players do this, but what is the benefit to the Aces to sign younger players to developmental contracts who are just going to leave to go to college?
What do you mean?
That they come back?
Yeah, when they come back, they can slot right into, but because obviously it's a bit of a catch-22 because we'd love all these young players to stay here and be part of the Australian Baseball League, but
then you lose them.
And if you have an ability to sign, then that could be a great path. But I don't want to stop guys from going to college because that's going to be part of the experience as well. It's going to be obviously a huge part of your baseball career. So we're in a position where we're trying to get the best players to come play for the Aces. But if there's a period of time when they're gone and they have to go to college, then we're going to support that as well, because the development they get over there is going to help them come back and compete for the Aces.
Yeah. Okay. Jen, who did you cheer for growing up? The Braves always, or just because of Pete, or?
So a little while I was a bit of an Orioles fan because my T-ball team was called the Orioles. Okay. But once like Acuna came over and he was he played for the Aces and then went to the Braves fan. And I love Dansby and, Ian Anderson and Max Fried and Luke Jackson. He quote tweeted my thing.
What did he do?
He quote tweeted it. So
my gosh, I love Luke Jackson, the neighborhood slider man.
I couldn't believe it. That was amazing.
Oh,
there's a lot of Major League Baseball players that are quote tweeting and commenting on your story. So make sure that you pay attention, Jen, because everybody's supporting you.
Who's been the coolest person that you've seen, or what's been the most like whoa thing?
I don't know. I had Eric Sim, Juco King. He was pretty cool because he messaged me and said if you ever want to like collab if you're in Arizona. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been so many cool, like I couldn't believe like I was on Sports Illustrated, like,
I'm looking at that right now. Sports Illustrated, the Washington Post.
and like even MLB Network today. Like that's like if I said that to 12-year-old me, I'd probably just laugh at you. Like I wouldn't be able to believe that.
What if you said that to 16-year-old you? I mean,
if you said that a week ago, I'd probably laugh at you. It's amazing the kind of reaction I've had. And even like I think Luke Jackson's the only MLB player I've seen so far. But like when I saw that, I started freaking out to Sam. I'm like, oh my God, he's seen me pitch, like he knows who I am. I was like,
Peter, you need to text him,
I know.
because if he knew, if he saw or heard, Luke is like one of the kindest people. And, you know, we get this unique experience as a reporter, and Peter obviously playing along. I don't know if you ever played alongside him, but being on the broadcast team, being in the clubhouse with them, you know, we get the unique perspective of seeing these guys off the field too, and getting to know their personalities. And Luke Jackson is just like a really nice, good dude. And he would be cracking up hearing you talking about him this way, because he would be like, I would just like FaceTime her and say, what's up? Like,
yeah, exactly. He would definitely call. I'll make sure he's on the phone one day when we're together, and we can talk to him. But you've earned all this, Jen. Like, this is the kind of thing that you deserve. This is the kind of exposure you deserve. This is and this is just the beginning. You're going to have people that you would have never thought you were going to meet. This is just such a start for you.
So you just brought up if you would have told 12-year-old you. Now, the reason that your story has gone so viral, well, there's multiple reasons, but you're the first woman in Australia to ever play professional baseball.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about that, and you think about 12-year-old you, and how there are little 12-year-olds out there right now, there's little Leilani's, Peter's daughter, running around who are seeing you. I mean, has that resonated? Has that set in that like there are 12-year-old yous that are getting to see you do this and watch this and now see this as a reality for themselves?
Definitely. I mean, I had this little girl come up to me. I think it was the night that I actually pitched, and she was so shy, and her mom came up with her and she was like, my daughter wants a photo, like she loves you so much, you're a true inspiration. And I thought, like, a couple of years ago, I was that fan standing on the first base side of the field, you know, putting a ball out for a signature, and it feels so amazing that like there are people that look up to me now. And it's like, well, I used to be that kid sitting at the Aces games waiting for an autograph or waiting
Make
for
me cry.
Yeah. Like even when I was little, like Jared Cruz is on the team, and I think I got a photo with him when I was like, I think I was 6 or 7, because like I'd hang out at the games and I'd wait for a photo or wait for an autograph, and it was like the biggest thing in my life. So that's why I really want to like get around to all the like little girls, because I know how much it means to them, because I used to be that little girl, too scared to ask for like a photo, so I'd had to take someone with me. Yeah.
One of the coolest things that I just took from what you said is that you realize that one of the things I say most about athletes is whenever they realize what they can do with the platform that they've been given, the lives that you can impact just by a simple hello, just by stopping for that picture, just by signing that baseball.
Yeah.
Will be a story. I mean, you're naming guys that you used to hold the ball out for, like things that these kids will talk about for the rest of their lives. And the fact that like you already realize that is really special, because you are really, really going to change and impact people.
The best piece of advice that I ever got was that you may not remember every interaction that you have with someone, but the person you're interacting with will. So make sure that it's a nice interaction and just be a good person. It's as simple as that. And you're already there, Jen. So I don't have to teach you that.
What are your goals for the season? Do you set like numerical, like a certain ERA, certain number of strikeouts? Do you set goals like that? Or I guess it's hard because there's not really this season. Y'all are just kind of playing random games.
I don't really have any set goals for like stats or anything. It's just, hopefully I pitch well.
Yeah.
That's the goal. I just want to do my best, I guess.
What's the most pitches you've ever thrown in an outing?
I think I threw 95 when I was 14, something crazy like that. I think I was 13 or 14. It was back in 2018 when I had those 17 strikeouts in the gold medal game.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my biggest outing by far.
Yes. Was that a complete game or something?
I was 2 outs from a complete game.
8 1/3 and 17 Ks.
No. I think it was 7 innings because it's junior baseball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Geez, that's even better to get 17 Ks and fewer innings. Well, so my fiance is a youth pastor, and we had a church retreat this weekend, and I got super into dodgeball against freshman girls, and I probably should have taken it down a notch. But I didn't realize that when you throw, that your shoulder blade gets sore. Like the areas that I'm sore are places that I didn't realize are what would get sore after you throw.
That's your deceleration. The shoulders, that's your decel.
Back here, and it's like the cap of my shoulder are terrible, right? Terrible shape. But I was like into it. And I was like, I feel like a pitcher. Like I understand, like they can't pitch 5 days after they start because they're physically sore. Now I know.
Now you know. Yes, your dodgeball experience is just the same as throwing 100
Well,
pitches.
No, that's why I'm saying, like, I cannot
Imagine.
imagine.
When you do something for that, like it's like when if we don't, so that's why we have to stretch guys out, because if you just jump out and because it's throwing's hard, and if you're not used to it, and if you don't train yourself to do it properly, it can, as you found out.
Like 95, I can't even imagine it. Maddie, I know you have some good questions.
Put the pressure on like that.
Well, we haven't let you speak, and I feel bad about it.
No, that's okay. I'm just here to make sure that I know when Peter's internet cuts out, so I can go and take that part out.
I know, because I can see all you guys freeze, and I'm just like this.
Oh, wait, no. Oh,
I'm good, right? I'm good.
I think like one question that I had, Peter touched on it a little bit, but no offense, Pete, it's been a little while since you were a kid. How easy is it to watch the MLB from Australia?
Yeah, so it's very easy. Like I have a MLB.com account, so I can just stream every game with that. And like it's pretty easy here. Like you can watch recaps of every game just on YouTube and stuff. Mm-hmm. So like I was able to watch the entirety of the World Series. So
were you a fan of Peter growing up?
I can tell you when I was that little 12-year-old, I was like, I met the Australian sidearm pitcher, Pete, you know. And I was like, when he came out to the first training, I was like, I wonder if he even remembers me from Carl Ripken. You know, I was so small, and yeah, I knew who he was. Like he was big where I was. Like everyone talked about him and how he played MLB and stuff like that. So it's not like I never knew who he was.
So is he like famous in Australia? You're not famous in Australia?
Not at all. I'm more famous now because of this than I ever have been before.
But like, do you get stopped in Australia? Like you get stopped in Atlanta?
Nope.
Dang, so you're more famous in Atlanta than you are Australia.
1,000 times more famous in Atlanta than I am in Australia. I can literally walk down the street with my shirt off and people wouldn't even stop me. They would be like, there's some random guy with tattoos with his shirt off. That's it.
So we went to dinner with Peter and his wife before he left us for Australia, Jen, and you can't go anywhere with him here. Like he gets stopped by literally every single person that was in that restaurant. I swear to you, stopped him. Like it took him like 30 minutes to get to our table. It's just like, Peter, I'm hungry. I want the bread basket. I need you to stop talking to people.
It's not true.
I think that's just Australia though. Like you could never get Australians to do a tailgate ever. Like I just don't think that's something we're able to do. Like you put a barbecue in a Hilux and people are gonna be like, what is this
What's
guy
a Hilux?
It's a truck.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like, what is this guy doing? We're not gonna gather around the ground like 3 hours before we actually play. It's like, it's totally different here, the culture of the fans and stuff. Like
Mhm.
your fans are crazy over there. Like even college football is probably just as big as the pro league. And it's like, it's nothing like that in Australia.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for you to get a taste of it. It is a different, you like the fact that you guys are saying that you don't have college teams and high school teams is just so like because that's my entire high school and college. Everything.
Spend a whole
Sports.
segment breaking down how we could literally, I mean, that was my biggest shock was when I came over there and saw how I went to an LSU Auburn game and it was like, oh my goodness, this is college. These are kids, these are students, and people are going mental.
Mhm. Okay, so we're going to take a quick pause on this interview because we want to tell you guys about the Jonboy Media store. Pete and I are always wearing stuff, but they actually just got a lot of cool new stuff in. Maddie, I don't know if you saw this, the Jake sweatshirt, but I'm 1000% going to be getting that. But they just got, oh wait, there's a Jake Sucks mug. Wait, yes, and stickers and a Christmas sweater and a baby onesie. Lots of Jake Sucks stuff. But they just got a lot of really cool stuff, and they have that Jonboy Essentials line, which is more stylish and kind of like clean, swaggy. I really like it. So that's at jomboymedia.com. And it's all good quality stuff too, which I really like. The tie-dye sweatshirt that everybody has that I have like 3 of is that Champion brand. Very nice. And the best part is that they're going to give Farm to Fame listeners a discount if you guys want anything. So if you go to shop.jomboymedia.com, you can use the code FAME and that will get you 10% off of your entire order, not just one item, whole order. So again, you can go to shop.jomboymedia.com, click on the Jonboy Essentials collection because that's honestly kind of the best selection, but I would check out their bestsellers too because they have some cool like Braves World Series stuff, including that Waffle House one. But use the code FAME at checkout to get 10% off of your entire order. Let's get back to Jen.
The only other thing that I had jotted down beforehand was the guys that you've looked up to. I know you said you got excited when you saw Luke Jackson's name, but are there other guys out there that you've enjoyed watching the most?
I mean, the Braves team, obviously. I went in 2019 when I went to America and I watched them play, and Max started, and that was awesome. And that was
Where was
back
that?
in Atlanta.
Is it in Atlanta?
Yeah. Because we went like Georgia area. So I went there and that was awesome. Like I definitely look up to Ian Anderson a lot and Dansby. They're like 2 guys that I could watch forever. Like they're just awesome. And Garrett Cole, you know, all the big like DeGrom, his mechanics, he's just amazing. Like he's an amazing pitcher and he's flawless. So watching him, he's huge.
Best pitcher in the world.
Yeah.
Second best.
Are you saying Garrett Cole's better than him?
No, Genevieve's better than them all.
I was saying Genevieve, not Garrett Cole.
I
I
was
was saying
like-
Genevieve.
Okay, yeah, we like that. We like that. I was like, I'm not putting Garrett Cole over Jacob DeGrom, guys.
we got 6 minutes and we got to go.
Okay, Pete, what else do you have? What did we not get to that you wanted us to get to?
We have, Maddie, have you got anything
Just Aussie lingo.
just Aussie lingo? So I'll let you set it up, Maddie, because I'm a boomer and I don't.
So obviously we do Aussie lingo every episode. We had told Jen the idea of her helping Peter before we started recording, and the word that she brought up, Peter didn't even know. So now we're flipping the tables on Pete and seeing if he can guess what this lingo is. So Jen, it's all you.
One Peter Moylan internet crash later.
Who's going? Maybe
I don't know what is the word. What is
Jen
the word?
has the word. Jen,
It's an esche.
esche. Okay, so she's saying a.
It's an
Esche.
esche.
So it's a thing.
Esche.
Yeah.
Esche. It's a selfie.
Oh, this is so old. It is a type of drink.
Means your cell phone.
A what?
Your cell phone.
Okay.
Okay, we all
Am I
failed.
telling you?
Yeah.
All right. So it's like it's like a person who dresses like a certain way and is like, do you know what TNs are? Like Nike TNs? That's something really big about an Eshe. They're really rude, would you say?
Wait, are you saying Nike, like the shoe company?
Yeah, Nike. Yeah,
Like-
Nike.
What's TN?
It's the shoe brand. It's like if you think of like a country dude, you think of like cowboy boots. It's like if you think of an Eshe, you think of Nike TNs and like
Is it is a style of dress?
yeah, it's like a style of dress. It's like teenagers do it a lot, and they're like, "Oh, I'm an Eshe bar." It's like
What was the second word? Ba?
bro. It's like, have you never heard of that, Pete? I can't believe you
Oh,
haven't. It's like a
where
style.
have I been?
They wear like footy shorts or like a polo, and then they have a satchel and like a Nike cap that's like that.
Is it
No.
cool? Like, do you like that look?
No, it's like it's more of a derogatory term. Like if you're an Eshe, it's not necessarily a good thing.
Oh, good.
I'm kind of viewing it. I'm kind of viewing it as like preppy or like frat boy in America.
No, it's like
This says lads that are often
Lads.
stereotypically
English.
hyper masculine.
I get it now. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Can I get spelling on this?
ESHAY.
Really enjoyed the spelling of it. SHY, SHAY. That's phenomenal. Eshe is a slang expression associated with an Australian urban youth subculture that originated in Sydney sometime in the 2000s. The term can refer to individuals within the subculture or to the subculture itself and can have various meanings in other contexts.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm
Google.
officially a granddad, so that's great. Thank you for that, Jen. I
Tony
appreciate
knows
you
what it
exposing.
means. Tony
Oh.
knows.
They're associated to a hard knock life, rap and drill music, crimes, drugs, and gangs.
That's
Yeah,
me. That's
Yeah.
me, yo.
Really glad we got to the bottom of that, folks.
Jen, you've been absolutely awesome.
Thank you so much for having me. I really
Cannot
appreciate it.
thank you enough for coming on our show.
Jen,
That's
we are so excited to be following along with your story and are so excited for you. Like, holy smokes, ride this wave, enjoy it. This is so much fun. And you are going to remember this for the rest of your life. But you need to remember for the rest of your life that you deserve all of this and that you're getting all of this attention because of the work that you've put in and the level that you've gotten yourself to. And you deserve to be on that field. You deserve to be playing against those men and you deserve these opportunities. And we are so excited to be your number one fans cheering for you the whole way.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for having me as well.
You got it, girl.
A rock star. Thank you guys so much for watching. Jen, you have social media where they can like keep up with you?
I do. My Instagram is Genevieve Beacom _ and my Twitter is Beacom Genevieve.
Know the name, folks. Buckle up.
Learn
She's
it.
coming to America.
Mhm.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next Wednesday. Farm on, farm often. Go, Genevieve!